Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I just wanted to talk about how you can bring consciousness and more awareness into your life, because by doing this you ultimately transform yourself and then you transform your life. It's very simple. It's more about practicing, like bringing awareness and consciousness into your everyday life. So in this video I'm going to give you guys some really good practices to do throughout the day, every day, as much as you can, to really bring more awareness and more consciousness into your everyday life. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, and leave a comment letting me know which one is most helpful for you. So the first thing you should be doing if you want to bring more awareness into your life is to start taking conscious breaths as often as you can and as often as you remember. A conscious breath is what creates space, and it calms you down, but it also just allows you to step back from what you're doing and just focus on your breathing. And you can only be aware of one breath at a time, so that's what I want you to try, is to be aware of one breath at a time as often as you can. So if you're not doing anything for a little while, if you're waiting for the bus or you're waiting in a waiting room, I don't know, if you're just not doing anything for a couple seconds, that's a great time to start focusing on your breath. You want to feel your stomach and your chest expanding and contracting as you do this. So again, with this practice, you want to be doing it as often as you possibly can throughout the day. So a great way to remind yourself to do these little practices is Headspace. They have an app and it essentially sends you notifications. If you go in the settings, you can go to like mindful moments or something. It sends you notifications multiple times throughout the day, and you can choose how many times you want it. Essentially what this is doing, it gives you a quote and you read it and it brings you back to the present moment. So I think this app is great to start to remind yourself to live in the present moment as much as you can. So maybe go check out that app and try to do the mindful moments thing. That should really get you coming back into the now more often. But even in the spaces between that, you want to remind yourself. It's a training of your mind to actually always to come back to the present moment. So you can rely on the app for a bit, and I think it's great actually. I still use it. You also want to train your mind as often as you can. If you're only coming back to your breathing and the present moment from when the app is reminding you, then you should start to make a bit more progress by either extending those periods of time or doing them more often in between. It doesn't have to be like super precise or anything, but you do want to come back to it more often. So make sure to watch the whole video, because I'm going to leave my favorite tip for last, because I just love it. It's super easy. It works the best in my opinion, and yeah, so that'll be the last one. It really helped me and I really enjoy it. So my second practice to do every day, all day, as much as you can, is to do the inner body method. Now this one's a bit tricky, but it's really not. It's closer than you think. It's closer than your own hands. It's inside. It's the energy inside your body. So throughout the day, try to bring awareness into your energy field. And a lot of people have trouble with this, I realize. First of all, you have to find it, and that can be a bit difficult. So one of the best tricks you could do is to close your eyes and ask yourself, how do I know if my hands are still there without me looking at them? And then just wait, and don't go to the mind for that answer. Go directly to your hands and bring your awareness into your hands for a little while. And it's going to be very, very subtle at first. You're just going to be like, oh, yeah, my hands are there, kind of. I feel it tingling. And then it's going to, the more awareness you put on it and the more focus and consciousness that you keep giving it for a bit longer period of time, the energy will become stronger and stronger, and eventually your hands are going to feel alive, like it vibrates. It's so alive with energy. And essentially what you do is you move this energy throughout your whole body focusing on every body part, and then you become aware of your body energy field as a whole. Once you have kind of done this, you want to be aware of this as often as you can throughout the day. The reason for that is because the inner body keeps you anchored in the present moment. Now, if you have trouble feeling the inner body, a great way to start is with the method I just said, but also the conscious breathing, because conscious breathing leads you into the inner body. Just by focusing on your breath, usually your mind might be a bit scattered, or you're a bit emotional that day or something, and your mind just won't really focus on the inner body because you have to be very still to feel the inner body. If you have trouble feeling the inner body, my suggestion is to start with the conscious breathing. So do that for a bit, keep focusing on your breath, and then you'll be closer, your awareness will be closer to the inner body, and it will be a lot easier to feel. I've tried this myself, and it is true. It actually works to do that first. When you have a hard time feeling it, if you're overwhelmed, you're very sporadic and chaotic that day, focusing on your breath will really help you bring your awareness back to the inner body and help you feel it. So give that a go if you can't feel the inner body. So remember to keep feeling it, keep being in the body throughout the day. So that means bring your awareness to it as often as you can, and bring your awareness to your breath as often as you can. And you can use reminders for this too. Essentially what you're doing with all these practices is you're increasing the amount of time that you're really present, and you're really in the now, and you're feeling alive. You're increasing the frequency that you're in the now, which means you're in the now more often for longer periods of time. And the longer you're in the now, the deeper you go into the now, and the more often you're in the now, the more it will transform your life. So my third tip is my favorite one, and it's really enjoyable. It helps you stay present all day, and it helps you go really deep into the now and help you just kind of enjoy life better, enjoy being. So this one, what I do is I put in my earphones or my speaker in the car, wherever it is, whatever I'm doing. Essentially what I do is I listen to the Eckhart Tolle audiobooks. And I listen to these rather than music sometimes. Not all the times. I still enjoy music and I listen to it. But when I'm driving, when I'm doing something that I don't really need to use my mind for, I always listen to Eckhart Tolle's audiobooks. And the reason for this, even though I can't do it as frequent as all the other practices, the reason I still do this is because listening to the Eckhart Tolle audiobooks takes me extremely deep into the now. So it's harder to get out of the now, so get lost in your mind, and I can do it with enough frequency that I'm very deep in the now when I listen to the Eckhart Tolle audiobooks. And you can get like Eckhart Tolle talks on YouTube Music and on Spotify, so just look around, find something that you can listen to. It doesn't have to be Eckhart Tolle. It can be anyone, really, anyone that really brings you into the present moment, any teacher, any spiritual guide, I don't know, whoever you look up to. Essentially, it brings me into the now very deep. And that's why I do it. So yeah, I'll just listen to the Eckhart Tolle Stillness Speaks. I listen to Practicing the Power of Now. I listen to The Power of Now. I find those three books are probably the best to listen if you want to go really deep into the now. A New Earth is good too, but the reason I don't is because or I don't listen to it when I'm driving or anything, or I usually listen to it when I'm doing a road trip or something, when I want to get through the whole book. But these books, I find it's mostly just like pointers to the now the whole time. But in A New Earth, he goes into in depth with things, and essentially when I'm driving, all I want to hear is the pointers back into the now. So it's like it's making my whole drive, my whole life into a meditation. This is the point of this video, essentially. It's to make your whole life into a meditation. I mean, that's all I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, which one's your favorite, which one are you gonna try. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.